My boyfriend, 24M, threatened to break up over Miss Dior and now won't talk to me, 22F, because I laughed. Hi guys, my boyfriend, 24M, and me, 22F, have been together for almost 2 years now. Aside from some small bumps in the road, we have been in a very good place throughout the whole relationship. However, last night things escalated over, in my opinion, something super dumb. But he thinks differently of that, and now stopped talking to me. It started when we were on bed, he was gaming and I was on my laptop looking to order a new perfume. Since I stopped my job, to focus on studying, I don't have as much income, so I decided to not get the expensive perfume I usually go for, Miss Dior. I thought it'd be better to find a body spray with a resembling scent. As he was looking over my shoulder, he asked me what I was doing, so I explained. He then reacted saying I wore Miss Dior in our first period of dating and it is my smell, and how it was one of the things that attracted him to me. I must admit this made me a bit annoyed, because I'd rather get that perfume too, but it's just not responsible to do so right now. He started rambling on how I care more about saving money than I care about him. I said that's not true, but then he kept saying his hypersensitivity issues can't deal with adjusting to a new scent. I said I'd find a scent similar to my old one, but he wasn't content. At this point he said he'd have to break up with me if I would go for another scent. I found this hilarious and thought he surely must be joking, so I laughed, which made him go silent. I let him be, because I was really annoyed, and we went to sleep. Now he left early morning and doesn't respond to my texts or calls. I have no idea what to do and I'm starting to doubt how I handled the situation. Did I fail him by not taking his hypersensitivity into account? Story 2. My husband 31M told me 28F I shouldn't have married him if I didn't like his family. Is it my pregnancy hormones raging wanting a divorce now? My husband and I have been together for 5 years, one married and have a 3-year-old daughter. I am currently 32 weeks pregnant. I am frustrated that I feel I am alone in this. I feel I literally do everything he helps a bit but not enough. I take care of our daughter, work a full-time job, wake up at 4:30 a.m. to make him breakfast before work, cook, clean everything. I can't buy anything for our baby on the way because I should have everything from my previous pregnancy according to him, and it's a waste of money. Even if it's my money and I pay my own things. I am currently sick with RSV that our daughter gave me and feel I'm dying at home. All he could say was, I also feel sick. His mom messaged me that she made food for us to go over and I told her my daughter and I are still sick and that I had a bunch of work from the previous day since I called in of how bad I felt. She texted my husband after work telling him, food's ready, come eat here. My husband, instead of telling her he was going to come home to help, texted me telling me that I shouldn't have married him if I didn't like his smiley and rejected his mom for being sick. I feel this is now an issue where every time it comes to his parents I'm left as the second option. As long as they are happy he's happy, but where does that leave me? Anything we do he wants them there, they want us to visit them every weekend and I obviously have a busy life, I get tired and would like time for us. Is it just my pregnancy hormones making me act crazy? To add, I have a WFH job, so to them it's as if I'm never busy and just home. I still have a corporate job, I make $125K a year. I pay for everything, groceries, daycare, toys, my vehicle, the electricity. All he pays for is his things, the house and a lot we own. So for him that makes things even at this point. I ask myself if I'm even married or just have a roommate. I've told him and he tells me pay half of the house then or pay the lot, and I just ignore it to not get into a bigger discussion. I have never asked him for $1 yet he says anything I purchase is a waste of money. Story 3. My boyfriend, 32M, is blaming me, I 30F, because our mutual friend told our male cycle instructor personal details about me. Context, my boyfriend, 33M, and I 30F, have been dating for almost 3 years. At the end of last summer, we moved in together to an apartment in a different neighborhood of the same city. Because of the move, we both decided to sign up at a new gym that was close to our place. I signed up mainly to attend fitness classes and started going to a few each week with different instructors, all on my own without my boyfriend. One was a spin/cycle class. I was going to this class for a few months until one day my boyfriend started asking me about the male instructor, what he looked like, how he acted, etc., with a sense of jealousy and insecurity. Mainly because he had seen the guy teaching a class and was concerned that he had a physique that I was attracted to. I assured him that he was just a normal instructor, I wasn't attracted to him, he didn't have to worry about anything to do with me being too flirty or the guy acting inappropriately as he didn't show me special attention. I invited him to attend the class to see for himself, which he declined. Around this same time, a mutual female friend of ours, more close to my boyfriend, but I know her through him, decided to join our gym and get back into fitness. I recommended classes to her and invited her to go with me, so we started going to the cycle class together. She liked the instructor's classes and started going to others of his that I didn't attend. Due to changes in my work schedule, I stopped going regularly to the cycle class he taught in the fall, and would only pop in once a month. One day, our mutual friend came up to me and my boyfriend and said that she had been asked by this male instructor why I don't attend as regularly anymore and said he had asked about me by name. When my boyfriend and I were alone, he asked me about this, why this instructor knew my name, and was upset, demanding to know every interaction I had had with this instructor all these months. I told him yes, he knew my name as he had asked a few people in the class one day I attended, but I didn't have personal conversations with him beyond this, nothing more than the normal pleasantries of saying hello. This escalated to a fight. After this fight, I decided to stop going to the cycle classes altogether to avoid any more issues. Almost 3 months have passed since I last attended a class with this instructor. Today, a different friend of my boyfriend's ran into him and after talking a bit told him that she's now going to the cycle classes with our mutual friend. Further talking and she says the instructor was asking her and the mutual friend one class if I was going to go to classes again and if the reason I wasn't attending was because I had left the city we live in to be with my family in another city, as I had been planning to travel there at the beginning of January. My boyfriend came home super upset wanting to know how the instructor knew all these details about my family and my travel plans. I tried explaining to him I couldn't have shared these details with the instructor as I haven't been to the class or seen him in months and the city he said is actually the city I told this mutual friend that my family is from, not the actual small town they live in. She is the only one I have told this city name when referring to where my family is from, as she is new to the area and unfamiliar with the more rural areas and doesn't know their smaller town. I also told this mutual friend that I was traveling there at the beginning of January. I explain that it's unfair to be mad at me when clearly the mutual friend has been talking with the instructor about me and sharing this information, as she is the only one associated to the instructor who I have told this city name to and when I was traveling. I feel so upset that he sees this as my fault and I feel my boyfriend is coming from a place of jealousy that is unwarranted. He thinks I lied to him about how close I am to this instructor and now says he can't trust me instead of being mad at our friend. He also insinuated that this instructor is the reason for any other unrelated issue we've talked about, that any other issue is because of this instructor to cause problems with him. I don't understand his jealousy and it's really making me question the relationship. He has showed aspects of jealousy before to men I work with, but never like this. He ended up calming down more and finally said that he wants to be good and that he just has to accept how much I let people in and said there's a point where I should have stopped the confidence this guy sees in me. I asked him how I was supposed to do that, if stopping going to the classes wasn't enough. Was I supposed to refuse to give him my name when he asked it? Because again, I didn't tell him the details he's upset over, I only told him my name. I don't feel that he would have this same reaction if it was a female instructor. Any advice on how to feel in this situation and what to do is appreciated. I feel totally blindsided by his reaction. Story 4. My boyfriend, 33M, cheated on me, 33F, and we are trying to work it out. We've been together for 15 months, meeting on September 2023 and then shortly making it official around October of 2023. At this time, he was already seeing someone and they had made it official on November of 2023. He had broken things off with the both of us, July 2024, but we hadn't stopped talking and in less than a month, we were back together. I had spoken to her and they were still talking, but then stopped from October. It was him who reached out to her, early December of last year. This hurt in particular as I had made the decision to spend Christmas with him and his family, and all the while, he was messaging her. I just feel like a fool, but also, isn't it tiring? To have had 2 entirely separate relationships with 2 seemingly decent women. I've had 3 official relationships, and before finding out this past weekend, I had always told him how the other 2 had also cheated on me. He was so sweet and loving and supportive and wondered why anyone would ever cheat on me, but now, I feel as though there is something deep inside me that these men see that I do not, and I fear there is something wrong with me. Apart from this, he has always been a loving, supportive, empathetic partner that has always had my best interest. My heart feels so broken, and also for the other woman. I feel terrible that he had chosen me, and that there is no one to console her. But then also, I haven't told my friends or family, but because I would be embarrassed, but because I truly do care for him and do not want any of them to speak ill of him. I feel sad and heartbroken, but I love him so much. We wanted to work through this, but I wonder if there is anything that may help to support this? I don't want to move past this also. I firmly believe if we were to try again, we would have to work through it together, while he has to deal with why he did it in the first place. I feel like an idiot. Story 5. I briefly dated someone way out of my league and it messed with my whole life. Am I being unhealthy? What can I do? To sum it up, I am F29 and last year, I dated someone who I actually fell for the first time. He was better than me in pretty much every way. For example, much more intelligent. I had trouble keeping up in a lot of intellectual aspects. He was much better educated. He frequently had to explain things to me so we could have a discussion. He has a PhD and so do his parents. Much more popular. Everyone know and loves him, he has tons of friends. I don't. Much better off financially, makes about 6x what I do. More grown up in the sense that he had a wonderful apartment, and I live in my tiny cramped room in a shared flat. Definitely more athletic, works out whereas I don't. Has great style, always wears interesting outfits, I don't. Probably the biggest, he is just overall a lot more attractive than I am. He gets hit on all the time, whereas people never even seem to realize I was his date, even when we held hands. All of these differences have affected my self-esteem quite badly. He ended things after about 6 months, and I felt like it was the confirmation of me not being good enough. From the start I kept wondering what the hell he saw on me, and so did other people. I know because they told me, and him. Since then, I feel like my whole life has been uprooted. My confidence is basically non-existent. I have started working out 3x a week, I eat clean. I read and watch the news religiously every day so that I am able to have discussions about current topics. I started a new job, one that pays better. I am applying to go back to school later this year for an advanced degree. Once I have lost more weight, I plan on getting a stylist for some direction on clothes. Once I make more money, I would like to move, at least to a bigger room in a shared flat. I also have tried dating. Can't really do it, no one I can attract comes even close to my ex. I tried hitting on equally attractive men in person, they were not interested, understandably. So part of my motivation is getting to date men who are still way out of my league, because I feel like I can't ever go back after I experienced this person. All in all, I guess you could say these changes are positive. It's just that I feel deeply unworthy, and that's why I'm trying to change. My question is, are these changes in lifestyle you healthy because the motivation is? Should I stop?